Here we go.
Here we go. Hello, my name's Nativa. I love knitting and welcome to my channel. So today we're talking about everything that I made last year in 2021. I got back into knitting really hardcore in 2021 in the fall and I couldn't be more thrilled about it. Basically, I'm just really pumped that I'm knitting again, and 2021 was such a blessing in that regard. So I just wanted to take a look at everything that I made at the end of the year, and I'm really pumped about it because I feel like I cranked out a lot of stuff in a relatively short amount of time. So yeah, let's get into it. First thing that I made was the Need to Have cardigan by Brenda. Okay, Brenda is so good for so many reasons. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you should absolutely do that. She just makes really fun knitting content. She has these really great patterns, and she is honestly the reason that I got back into knitting this year. I started out with, like I said, her Need to Have cardigan, and this was so cool because I had never made a sweater before, never made a cardigan before. I think the craziest thing that I had made was like a little crop top, and that I was like, holy crap, I can make clothes. So it was really fun to find her stuff. And yeah, I went for the cardigan first because I really wanted to make something for my mom for her birthday. So I made her a cardigan out of Wool and the Gang's Crazy Sexy Wool, and I used brown sugar for this first one. And so great. Like, there's a reason that Wool and the Gang is all over knitting internet. Their stuff is so good. I haven't gotten any of their other yarns yet, but I can't say enough good things about Crazy Sexy Wool. It is crazy sexy. It's really soft, knits up really well, like really quickly because it's so chunky, and it also makes like a really structured fabric, which is really nice. Some other wools I've used, I found are a little bit more like wibbly wobbly, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's been really great for some of the projects that I've done, one in particular that we'll get to next. But yeah, I made this for my mom, and she loved it so much. It's been so precious seeing her wear it. She wears it, I think, pretty often. I gave it to her on her birthday, obviously, and we all went into town that day, and she, like, wore it out. So I have some cute pictures of her and of my dad, and she's wearing the cardigan, and I'm just like, oh, it makes me feel so good. So really happy about that. After I made that for my mom, I really wanted to make another one for my boyfriend's mom for Christmas, and I made her one in lilac powder, also Crazy Sexy Wool. And this is a color that I probably wouldn't really get for myself. I'm more into like neutrals generally, but this one is so pretty, and it was like knitting with cotton candy, honestly, the whole time. Yeah, I made one for her. She also really loved it, which makes me really happy. I think she's been wearing it a lot too. Great thing about this pattern is that it's super beginner friendly. It's literally just knit stitches and purl stitches. Like, stockinette is cream of the crop if you're a beginner, and also looks so beautiful. So highly recommend if you're like, maybe I want to make a sweater, maybe I want to make a cardigan. This is like a really good first project to just dive into. Anytime you see a new skill in a pattern and you're like, oh god, like, what is this? I'm gonna have to learn it. Like, literally just YouTube it, and I bet it's a lot easier than you think it is. Different skills and the abbreviations for those skills can be like really intimidating looking, like knit two tog, or I don't know, there's one that's like knit slip one and then you knit two together and then you flip it over. It sounds really complicated, but they're really not that big of a deal once you look them up. So use YouTube to your advantage. I also have a playlist, I think, on my channel. Hopefully you can see that has a bunch of knitting how-to videos. Just for like different skills, so you can check that out. That might be helpful. And also, Brenda's great. She has videos linked for all of the different skills you need to know. So literally, like long tail cast on, it's in there. She's got a video that goes right to YouTube and teaches you how to do it. So that's another great thing about her patterns. But yeah, really loved it. Don't know if I'll make one for myself or not. I'm not usually a cardigan person, weirdly. And that being said, though, I do have my eye on another one of her cardigan patterns that she just came out with We Are Knitters. So we'll see, but highly recommend this pattern. It's a really good one. Okay, so the next thing I made, I couldn't wait to make this. I was so excited about it. I would honestly say that this is really the pattern that got me back into knitting, but I saved it for after the cardigan just because I really wanted to make that for my mom for her birthday. But it is the Happy Hygge vest. I hope I'm saying that right. It's Danish, I think. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I have YouTubed how to pronounce it before. We're going with Hygge. Happy Hygge vest. This is such a cute freaking pattern. It's so easy. It knits up so fast, and I have made so many of them since I found it. I think the project time for this one is like 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, probably 8 hours. But I think I might make them in 6 at this point, just because I've made so many and like have just gotten in a flow. I'm surprised I even have to look at the pattern still. Like, it's definitely my most viewed file on my phone and on my laptop. But so I made a couple of these, and I'll go ahead and show you. Ooh, look at her. So nice. So many things I love about this. So first of all, let's talk yarn. Once again, surprise, surprise, Crazy Sexy Wool by Wool and the Gang. It's such a great pattern. I am obsessed with seed stitch. Might be my favorite stitch right now. I just think it's so fun and bumpy and delicious. So love that about it. And then, yeah, it just works up in stockinette. And then she has the option to add the accent row at the end of the little sleeve caps and the little turtleneck, mock neck. I don't know, the neck. The collar, as it's called in the pattern. But yeah, this thing is so great. So this one is made, this is actually a birthday present for my friend. So this is forest green, this is rocky gray, and then cinnamon dust as well that I used for the accents on this one. This is very similar to one that I made for my sister for Christmas. The youngest one got forest green, sand trooper beige, and earthy orange, which I don't have any of left, but I did make something else in that color that you'll see later, so we'll get to that. But yeah, that one is probably my favorite one I've made. It's such a good combo. So for my my second oldest sisters, I ended up going with some Stitch and Story wool. So I went for something a little bit cheaper and hoping that I could replicate it. It's one of the other yarns that she recommends in the pattern. And I was able to do it. The gauge didn't match up properly, so I ended up tweaking the pattern, which I have notes in my phone on this, and I'm like, I literally don't even know how I did it, but the notes are there, and I wrote out instructions, so if I ever want to make a vest out of this yarn again, I can. So it ended up being, this is a Sangria Red, and this is the chunky wool from Stitch and Story, and Sand Trooper Beige. No accent color on this one. Nothing was looking right. And I thought about doing the forest green with it, but it was a Christmas present, and this is just too, I want her to be able to wear it all the time. I want her to wear it all the time. And this is just like decking the halls a little too much for me. So we just went with these two. And then, yeah, I decided to make one for my friend Katie too. And I was trying to make her one with Stitch and Story. I was doing something else, and finally I was like, fuck it. Wool and the Gang is way too reliable, and like I said, this has so much more structure, and like, I don't know, it's just like the fabric is way more tightly woven. It's not as like floppy as the Stitch and Story is, so that's what we went with. But I'm obsessed with this pattern. I can't believe I still have yet to make one for myself. I might do one in the cinnamon and the gray. We'll see. But yeah, that's the Happy Hygge vest. I love it so much. Cannot recommend it enough. Okay, next up to the stage, we have this Blazy Beanie by Jessie Also Knits. So this was a project that I was just like, I really want to use up some of this extra yarn I have from all the vests. And I was just like dying to make something that I could keep, that was just for me, that I was going to make that was just going to come together really quickly. And oh my God, I made this in like 3 hours, I think, maybe less. So fun to make because it goes so fast. And it's a really great stash buster. Like if you just have one skein of something from a leftover project, like I just have one skein of that lilac powder left, it would be perfect for this. But this is in the earthy orange Crazy Sexy Wool. And yeah, so I did buy this pattern from Jessie Also Knits, and truth of the matter is I really didn't need to do that because there are so many other how to knit a chunky beanie videos and free patterns out there. Basically, I could have done this for free, but I chose to pay $5. And the reason for that is because I really wanted just like a written pattern. I didn't want to have to follow along with a video. And also, I just really like the size of this. Like, I think it fits to my head really well. It's not like, there's not a lot of extra length at the top. Like, I didn't want it to stick up at all. I just wanted it to be really fitted. And, yeah, I really like it. I do wonder sometimes if I look like I should be in Devo because of the color. But this is literally, I think, the same color that she used in the picture for the pattern. But anyway, had some extra earthy orange, and I really like it. So we did it. I feel good about it, and I have worn it a few times. Anyway, this is the Blazy Beanie by Jessie Also Knits. We love. Okay. Finally, we have my pride and joy right now. I think really because it's the only thing I've made for myself besides the beanie. But this that you saw me wearing in my first video is the Gallant Sweater by Caidree. And it was so fun to make. Again, really beginner friendly pattern. It's all stockinette. You're just knitting away in the round. Yeah, this turned out so great. I love the mock neck. I'm really happy with that. And I messed around with the length a couple of times. I like had it a little more cropped than I wanted to, and then had it a little too long and had it back up. So I was just kind of inching back and forth with the length when I made it. But I think I got it in the perfect spot. I will say the only issue I had with it was doing the sleeves. So I hadn't done a raglan style sweater yet. I had only done bottom up for like the vest and the cardigans I'd done. So this is my first top down, and I don't know if it's like a tension issue or if I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat clawing at her scratch pad. You know what? It is what it is. But I don't know if it's a tension thing or if I just am like doing something wrong. But when I picked up the couple of stitches at the bottom for the sleeves, I don't know if you can see this, but she only instructed to pick up 2. And when I was doing it, I knew it was wrong. Like, I knew that wasn't going to be enough. And I was right, because it created these huge holes. And I like tried to space them out kind of well, but I don't know. It just didn't go right. But I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to follow the pattern and see what happens. Also, it's not that big of a deal. It's in the armpit. It's not that noticeable. And I don't know. It's the cool thing about handmade clothes is like, they're going to have some weird quirks to them. And like, you know, I want people to ask me if I made it, even if they ask because it's a little fucked up. But yeah, I love it so much. I used the chunky wool from Stitch and Story this time because I just wanted something that was a little bit more budget friendly, and I also wanted to try out other chunky yarns. I know there's so many other things to try out there, and I can't be buying the crazy sexy wool all the time because it's not crazy sexy for my wallet. But yeah, the only thing about this yarn, as you can see, is like it's really starting to pill already, and I've really only worn this a handful of times, mostly to the movies, so I don't know what that's about. But I also don't really care because I know you can shave it. Oh, and full disclosure, my cat is trying to crawl up into the windowsill and there's so much crap in there. You good? Full disclosure, I haven't blocked this yet. It really needs to be blocked. I know that. And I bought all the supplies to block it. Like, I got blocking mats and the wash and the T-pins and like really went all out with getting the right stuff because obviously this is a hobby that I care a lot about. So I went ahead and got all the supplies. But I just haven't done it yet because I don't want to. It just seems like it's going to take a long time. And it's probably not as bad as I am making it out to be. It feels like this is going to be soggy. And I don't want to deal with that. But it already needs to be washed because I got some crud on it. I think probably from eating, but I'm not sure what. Don't look at it. It's fine. But anyway, yeah, Gallant Sweater by Caidree. Love it so much. Can't wait to make more because I want to get this right. I want to get the raglan right, and I don't want holes in my armpit. But yeah. Okay, we did it. That's everything I made in 2021. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, truly. I know everyone always says that, but it's because they mean it. And so I'm going to say it too. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and do all that YouTube stuff. You can subscribe. You can like the video. That's really going to help me reach other people and kind of like merge my way into this community, because I know there's so many people to connect with and I really want to do that. And I want to have conversation about this instead of just like shouting into the void. So go ahead and do the YouTube stuff, and I'll see you next time.